ustedes, primeramente, saludos y respetos going out to everyone. Check this one out, man. I rarely bring this up because it could be misconstrued and a lot of people could just take it out of context and make it into something that it's not. So before the critics, before the haters, before anyone says anything negative, I've already been convicted for this. I was the only one charged for this. So with that being said, let's get it. Check it out though, man. So I get introduced to a guy named Bruce Tuttle. And the guy ended up being a human source, which is a informant for the feds. He was working for the feds, you know? Long story short, he had $40,000 cash. He goes to Portland, and in Portland, he gets caught, and they get him for embezzlement. So now he's $40,000 short. Now he's in jail, in custody of the feds. So he strikes a deal, and he's and I'm going by the paperwork. That's the paperwork I got for my case, you know. So on the paperwork, when they break him, he starts telling the feds, the agents that are debriefing him, that he got plugs all over the border. He's gonna open the lines for them to bust everybody doing stuff like that he associates with, right? And mind you, at this point, I still have nothing to do with the case. So they implant him back in Oxnard. That's where I was at the time. And it turns out that he owed those $40,000 to someone, I don't know who it was, right? So he got really, really paranoid, and he thought in his head that people were out to get him. People were out to hurt him. So around that same time, he got into it with one of my other co-defendants, right? And somehow, some way, it became a big issue, right? To where it just fueled the fire, you know. It added fuel to the fire, and Bruce got really, really, really paranoid, you know. So he saw like, damn, I got this fool's tripping on me for the $40,000. I got this fucking Cholo's over here tripping on me for I don't even know why. I think it was over a hyena. And so the vocabulary people were using, it was just not the right one, bro, you know? But so he tells me that there's this dude named Sonny from Ventura, and I guess Sonny was trying to get a hold of him, but Bruce was scared. Bruce was scared because, from his own words, he said Sonny was a hater. Sonny was a hater, and he was a known robber. That's what he said. You know, so it turns out that this whole time, Sonny was working for the FBI himself. He was a human source for a future indictment, and nobody knew this at the time. You know, I didn't even know this, but I happened to know Sonny. I had just met him through mutual friends, and so Bruce tells me like this: mind you, both of these individuals are working for the feds. Both of them are debriefing. Both of them are out there doing grimy stuff, setting people up so people can lose their freedom. Mind you, I'm in between. I'm like, I don't even know. I think it's all good. This fool has tattoos from the pinta. The other fool's all tatted down. You know, I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm just thinking like, you know what? They're homies, you know, so whatever. I was young, you know, I wasn't as alert as I am now, or aware of what could happen, you know, because it happened to me, so now I know. So Bruce tells me like this: look, bro, I'm paranoid. People are after me with and I've heard that you're a hitter, so all I want you to do, if you could do it for me, I'll break you off some money. That's not a problem. I have a lot of money. So he told me he has a lot of money. So he told me, all I want you to do is go talk to Sonny and have him kick back, have him stop trying to get at me like that, and if I need you for something more, then I'll let you know, but I'm gonna break you off a few times. Don't even trip, I got you. So I felt like, it's free money. I know the dude ain't gonna trip. To me, I mean, he wasn't someone that I should be, tripping on that he's gonna do something crazy or whatnot, We're on the same level. I'm like, you do something, I'll do something back, I approach the situation with this mentality, you know what I mean? Now I don't do that no more. But so to me, I felt like I got hired as a security guard type of, like a bodyguard, like I was like, damn, I'm parole, I'm a bodyguard, There was no mention of anybody else. There was no mention of no syndicate, nothing like that. So later on, it became something big because the DA just blew it out of proportion, for this charge. So I go right away, I go and I get at Sunny, and we meet up right there on Barcelona Ventura, right? And I'm telling him, man, look, dog, I ran into this dude, he's gonna be looking out for me, fool, so do me a favor, fool, and just stop bothering that fool, because I'll be getting money from this fool. So he said, all right, that's cool, fool, how much you're getting and all that. And, I just told him, I'm not going to get into details, bro, but he was asking a lot of questions. And I was just like, damn, that's crazy, bro, So anyways, the thing with Sonny, right? Sonny, we all get indicted. There was 27 people got indicted. And we get the indictment papers, right? And Sonny's name's all over it. Boom, 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 boom. But he's not in custody. He didn't get arrested. So now I'm at the point where I'm like, what? I'm tripping. I'm pretty sure other people were, but they didn't voice their opinion. I didn't care. I was like, hell no, this was a rat. Straight up. So it turns out, right, that I got indicted with the multiple co-defendants, right? And so the group of people that got arrested had two different investigations, two different agencies investigating, which is the multitask agency and the FBI. I came out of the FBI as a co-conspirator, but they didn't have enough evidence because the only evidence they had was that dude Sonny, and I never sold him anything or try to take anything from him. Nothing like that, as far as money or drugs or I never sold them nothing. But anybody that sold them drugs went to the feds or got indicted over there and got sentenced for the state, whatever, because it was two different agencies. Same case, two different agencies, and made it two cases, So anyways, right? We're all in the county. He rolls up next to me. And I tell him, hey, fool, that's kind of, some people are lucky, that they don't get arrested. So he's like, well, what do you mean, homie? What do you mean lucky? So I was all like, yeah, I feel like you're very lucky because your name's all over the paperwork, all kinds of charges against you. Yeah, you're not indicted. So due to that, I'm going to keep my distance from you. And that's the last time I talked to him. So I seen him a couple times in the yard. And at that time, it wasn't stamped. I just thought in my head that he was a rat. But it wasn't stamped like, oh, he's a rat. But I seen him in the yard, and he kept on calling me. And the yard, is just, you gotta be careful when you go to yard because people are in different cages. They can be wired up, you know what I mean? They could have a recording system, a device or whatnot in the shoe, in their boxes. You never know where. So he kept on calling me, maniac, maniac. And I was ignoring them. We're next to each other. So even the homies see him, they were like, what's going on, fool? And I was like, I don't want to talk to that fool because he's fishy. So they're like, all right, hey, when everybody's facing life, ain't nobody gonna question you on some stuff like that. You know what I mean? They're just gonna be like, yeah, don't trip on it. Just change the subject, you know what I mean? So I just told him like that, he's a funny bunny, so straight up, I'm not gonna talk to him. So I didn't see him no more, right? I didn't see him no more. And then at that time, I get more paperwork, and it tells me that Bruce was living a double life. Um, he was selling drugs and still working for the FBI as an informant. So the agency that arrested me, which is the multitask agency, they got a hold of Bruce due to the fact that on the wiretap his name came up. So they started following him, and I guess someone tried to do it like a home invasion, right? At his house. That's what the paperwork said. Nobody got charged for it, and Bruce didn't really say much on the matter. It was just a phone call. So they went to go hit him up. Like, hey, what's up? Yeah, I heard you're getting extorted by maniac. And so there was two times that they want to go hit him up. The first time he's like, nah, maniac. He's good people. He didn't really come at me strong, like. So the first time he didn't snitch on me because in all reality, like he lied, because he pretty much came to me. So how am I over there? I didn't even know how to get a hold of him. When he would give me money, he would call me from a weird ass number, and then I'll go meet him somewhere. I couldn't even get. I don't even know where. I don't know nothing about this dude. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I became the bad guy, so it's all good. So he says he's gonna go back and talk to them, which it was I think it was Easter's. What's FBI deputized FBI agent. He's an agent deputized for them by the FBI, and I forgot the other one's name. I think it's irrelevant anyways. It was a sheriff. So the two agencies got together and we're gonna go hit him up. Let him go. He never came back because he promised them that he would come back and whatnot. He never came back. So they started the wiretap again. They got him and they busted him at a Jack in the Box with a bunch of dope, maybe like an ounce or a little bit more than an ounce, of black heroin. So now he goes. This is all according to the paperwork I got, in his debriefing statements. Now he goes to the county jail, and they leave him there for a few days, and he comes back, and they pull him out, and now he debriefs. Anything pretty much that they wanted him to say, he says it. So did Juan Rosas, the maniac from El Rio, extort you? Yeah, he extorted me. And even then he was just saying like in a kind manner he extorted me. But reality, bro, you hired me because you were scared, homie. But anyways, he ended up being like one of the strongest. He ended up being the strongest evidence they had against me, and I ended up pleading out, so I didn't go to trial. But I have all his court transcripts, grand jury indictment, all his statements and all that, So that was pretty much good enough. So I didn't think I could really beat the case, but I tried to go to trial a few times. But anyways, that's besides the point, So he ended up running and still got 9 years. I don't know how that works. He still got 9 years. So whatever. So now I'm in the county jail, right? And I'm in day room and I see a big ass indictment, and I'm like, what? I'm watching the TV, boom, 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 watching the TV, and I see a big ass indictment, and then I go to court. And all the homies are talking about it. It was Sonny. Sonny brought down like 15 people, 14 to I think 17 people in total. And then he got people for irrelevant stuff like miscellaneous charges, like people doing shootings or stuff like that. If they share the information with him, he was wired. People that gave him guns, they don't borrow guns. So it's like he's your homeboy, right? He's your homeboy, and he'll go up to you and be like, "Hey, fool, let me borrow a gun, fool. Like, these fools are trying to get me. What do?" And you let him borrow the gun. Next thing you know, he'll say that he sold it to you. Next thing you know, you're busted in the feds. Same thing with dope. Let me borrow some dope or sell me some dope. And he got a lot of people like that. So it came out. I don't know where he's at. I don't really care. But for sure, he's a rat. So that's my story with these two FBI human sources. It could have got me worse. Didn't. I still got that beautiful chance to get out and try to do something with my life. So I'm blessed for that, But it ain't no fun in games, bro. Just be careful out there. Nothing is like it seems. And just be aware of your surroundings. And when people ask too many questions, take that into consideration.